Welcome to FS 111 News at 3, brought to you by me, Kristen, Kennedy, and our field reporter, Tara.
Our top story tonight is coming to us from Grand Canyon National Park and is discussing a very important issue.
The humpback chub are a native fish to the Colorado River, but are experiencing some problems. They are one of 4 native fish out of the 8 that are still left.
Yes, we've heard that these fish have been endangered since 1973 because of a few issues. Let's go over to Tara, who's live at Grand Canyon, to give us more on this issue.
Thanks guys. Like you've said, the humpback chub aren't doing so great. The main issues are predation by invasive species like the rainbow and brown trout, and another problem is the way Glen Canyon Dam is affecting the water and sediments in the water.
We've heard from specialists Ted Kennedy and Rod Parnell recently on these issues and how scientifically deep they are.
That's right, these problems aren't as easily solved.
Yes, as you can see, the water is quite clear and is measured at a record cool temperature. Although tourists may appreciate this for rafting and other uses, the humpback chub aren't supposed to live in these conditions. The dam captures sediments from the upper part of the river, and the water released from the dam is from the bottom, making it cooler than normal. The dam has also altered the normal deposition and movement of sediments. The chub need the sandbars for spawning and hiding from predators, and they no longer have these sites to do this. Another issue is invasive species. We have brown trout and rainbow trout that prey on the chub. The trout not only prey on the humpback chub, but they eat out of their zone on the food web. The cool water has contributed to a large amount of algae growth, which has affected what the fish are eating, what the bugs are eating, and really just the whole river ecosystem. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Tara. Now that we know the issues, what are the solutions to the problem? How can we help the humpback chub?
There are different solutions, but each come at a cost and a challenge.
Yes, that's right. One of the things we could do is make the dam expel more sediment and install a temperature control device that will bring the water back to normal temperatures.
That fixes the river, but the trout are a different story. Work has been done to catch as many trout as possible with electrofishing. The trout are eaten and given to the native people who also eat them, so at least they are being used in a good way. There is controversy over just doing these seemingly simple things though.
It's obvious that the dam would be very expensive to alter to make the river conditions the way they used to be. Scientists also predict that altering it could have harmful environmental effects. Since the humpback chub have gotten used to the cool, clear water, there is concern that another temperature change would shock them, doing more harm than good. This would also disturb the already altered food web even more.
And while it's been a good effort by people catching the trout, it's virtually impossible to catch all of them. The trout also bring a lot of money to Grand Canyon because people buy licenses to come catch these fish. Also, taking away the trout will alter the food web even more.
Speaking to scientists on the issue, they know that it's a complicated fix that will take a lot of effort. Their research is needed to see what could be specifically done to help the chub without damaging their fragile environment.
Based on all of this, we'll go back to Tara for her opinion on the declining population of humpback chub and how we can help bring their population back up.
Knowing that Grand Canyon National Park is home to the largest population of humpback chub, it is very important that we continue trying to save them. More funding is needed for research on effects of altering the dam and trout removal. Scientists are working on finding a way to restore previous conditions that won't be extremely expensive or damaging to the environment, while also considering the humpback chub and the way they are adapting to their new environment.
Thanks, Tara. The humpback chub are very important, and hopefully more and more can be done to bring their population back up.
Thanks for tuning in. 7-day weather forecast after the break.
Hey! We come from that muddy river, funny looking and nearly blind. Colorado River, Gila, Saifa, Seepop, Bovani of the humpback kind. We survived the Ice Age floods and the droughts when the river was low. But the trouble really started when the Bureau built the dam 33 years ago. Glen